how's it going, boys? Mike from LA1 here, back again with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers' terrible start to their season. They have been horrible throughout the first part of this season. There we go. They have been terrible throughout this. Very rough. They have been pathetic throughout the first 4 games of the season, with some slight help in there. With some very slight help. As you can see, I'm playing on NBA 2K14. This is the gameplay I'm talking about here, and yeah. And boy, the Lakers, we thought we're gonna surprise people. They did in Summer League with Roy Hibbert, Larry Nance Jr. We thought we were gonna get a good draft pick staff here. Well, instead, what we got was terrible defense with a lousy coach, and we definitely need to turn. The Lakers are gonna turn some corners here. But first, let's talk about the situation here. Well, of course, Kobe is a ball hog, saying that he keeps making the shots. He's making a lot of threes for some reason. And by the way, that's funny. That the old Kobe's beating the current Kobe. That is kind of funny. And the Lakers, that's like Kobe's being a ball hog. And next, most people are complaining that the Lakers didn't use their draft picks. Some people say, oh, they should have drafted. Some Laker fans say we started when we won the second overall pick. The Laker fans said we should get Jahlil Okafor. Others say get D'Angelo Russell, which we ended up getting. Some people saying Emmanuel Mudiay. I myself was on the Okafor train, but then I saw the highlights from with Russell, and did Kobe just make that three? I was like, jeez. Back to this. Not to this. And let me just say, they ended up picking D'Angelo Russell. And most fans are saying that so far in Summer League, his performance is meh. First game, meh. But ever since that first game where he showed no potential, ever since then, he's been progressively getting better. Last night's game against Denver, even though we lost, he actually put up some good numbers. Even though his point numbers were meh, his assist numbers is right where it was when he was at the Ohio State University. And the problem, most people are saying, oh, he's a bust. Should have picked Okafor. Heck, go to the Lakers Nation Facebook page, and heck, even the Lakers Facebook page. There's a lot of people said we should have drafted Okafor. And this shows to prove that Laker fans are more divided than North and South Korea. Just putting that out there. And myself, I still see D'Angelo has a huge star. Of course, we got the biggest shocker in Summer League when we found out Larry Nance was the biggest deal we ever got. And Mitch Kupchak should not be fired for that. Because Larry Nance I was questioning picking him up and considering, and that tweet he sent out about Kobe being a rapist, that did not help matters. But Larry Nance has really earned his colors here. He should be getting in the lineup. But what we got? Nope, not yet. As Byron's rotations are god-awful. But we'll get to him in a little bit. Julius Randle? The dude is the Lakers' Brock Lesnar. He is a beast. We can all agree on that. He is a beast. So is Jordan Clarkson. Thanks, Wizards. Thanks a lot. Thanks for drafting him for us. And now we got our point guard of the shooting guard of the future. Because I think D'Angelo's going to be our point guard of the future, which is why he's going to be mentored by Marcelo Huertas. Because Marcelo's more of a point shooter, is more of a scoring point guard, while D'Angelo's more of a pass first kind of a point guard. What I'm seeing right now. But this Princeton offense just doesn't fit D'Angelo's style. Which is why most people are saying that Russell's a bust. I mean, if the Lakers would have gotten number 1 overall, they probably would have gotten Karl Anthony Towns. And I'll be honest, if the Lakers gotten Karl Anthony Towns, I would have been okay with that. Because he's probably the only good player in the draft besides Larry Nance and all that stuff. And also, I should address Byron Scott. The guy can't coach for the rest if his life depended on it. At first I thought, okay, he's gonna turn the corner from the Mike D'Antoni era. Another guy who couldn't coach the Lakers, but let's be honest, if he had this current roster right now, I think he'll do a much better job because he could develop. So as much as I like Byron Scott as a coach, I'm sorry, I mean not as a coach, as a player, though I missed. As much as I like Byron Scott as a player, as a part of the Showtime era, I'm sorry. If we lose on Friday night, which I bet we probably will, Byron needs to be relieved of his duties. So now what? But let's not forget, everyone is saying we should get Tom Thibodeau or Mark Jackson. But let's not forget one thing, folks, Laker fans. This is Jim Buss who's going to make the hire here. When we fired Mike Brown, we all said, oh, we could have gotten Phil Jackson. What happened? We got Mike D'Antoni, which was a good idea on paper, but it turned out to be the biggest missed opportunity of all time. And it's funny that Derek Fisher is highlighted here because now he's coaching the Knicks, whose 4th round pick, I was laughing at the Knicks boot him. Now he's getting cheered, and he might be the dark horse of the draft. To be honest with you, I can't pronounce his name because, well, I can't pronounce it because, let's be honest, with those European names that are so hard to pronounce, I can't even pronounce it. So, now back to Russell. I do believe Russell is not NBA ready yet, but and there's one problem. Every time D'Angelo's on a roll, Byron sits him down. He's not going to develop if you keep setting him on the bench for the full 4th quarter. And by the way, the next problem, he likes playing Ryan Kelly. The guy, he has shown some of that potential, but however, he's really the biggest. He's probably the second waste of space on the Lakers bench. Or the whole roster, for that matter. And if you guys are wondering who the biggest waste of space on the Lakers roster is, that belongs to Robert Zachary, who is the suckiest suck that ever sucked, who might be going down as one of the worst Lakers in franchise history. Oh wait, I'll take that back. Let me say he will be the worst Laker in modern franchise history. There we go. So, as for D'Angelo, he's not a bust in my book yet, but give him development. Give him time to develop, which Byron Scott is not doing, because he is who we might consider a new coach. We need a new coach who could possibly speed up his development. Now, who do I think should be the next head coach of the Lakers? Like I said, my top 2 are everyone's top 2. Tom Thibodeau, who formerly coached the Bulls, who is more defensive-minded, or Mark Jackson, the former coach of the Golden State Warriors, who developed a monster in Steph Curry. Which is why I decide my pick for the new head coach is Mark Jackson. If we get Tom Thibodeau, I wouldn't mind that at all. Because, let's be honest, the Lakers' defense is atrocious. And even though Kobe's going to retire, I wouldn't mind seeing him staying on board as a Lakers coach. An assistant coach for that matter. Unless they're going to make him a special assistant coach. If that is the case, I wouldn't mind that at all. Just putting that out there. And also, I would like to address this. Jim Buss is really out of touch. Just like Kevin Dunn of the WWE. I would say put Vince McMahon on there, but no. No, sometimes he makes the right decisions. Like having Seth Rollins cash in at WrestleMania, which was a smart move, but now he's booking him like a terrible heel. But at least Jim Buss is not one. With Jim Buss, it's one bad decision after another. Heck, he makes the McCourts, the former owners of the Dodgers, he makes them look like the best owners in the world. But God, I don't want to talk about that. Bottom line, even though he's the president of basketball operations, Jeannie, you really need to get rid of him. Because you need to fire him. That way he could just be the owner. So do I think I do? Here's the thing. Byron's gonna get fired. I do agree on that. Mitch will not get fired because he got us the biggest two steals of the drafts in the span of 2 years. Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance Jr. And of course, we got our center of the future in Robert Upshaw, who's currently playing for the Defenders. Why? The only reason why he's down in the D League right now is because Kelly and Thackeray have guaranteed contracts. And thankfully, we managed to keep him on what he cleared waivers. Thank God. Thank God. And yeah, and thankfully he'll be on the Lakers back in the Lakers before you know it. So yeah, well, I want to know what you guys think. Tell me in the comments section below. Alright guys, I'll see you guys later next this Saturday Slam.